Hello friends, I'm Paul Hahn of Mission North America. It's good to see you again this week. You're catching me there on my rower. I've gone back to a lot of exercise, a lot of being outside in this time of unique crisis. I've also gone back to other comfortable things. Fritos corn chips, have eaten a whole lot of those. And I've gone back to reading through Lord of the Rings. This is my all 3-in-1 volume of Lord of the Rings. This is about my 10th or 12th time through the LOTR cycles. What are your comfortable things that you may be going back to or longing to go back to when the crisis passes a bit and restrictions loosen? The warning from Jesus to us is when we're going back to those comfortable things, not to put our hope in them, not to put our hope in exercise, not to put our hope in our favorite book, not to put our hope in our favorite comfort food, but to put our hope in Him. I'm drawn back to the text at the end of John's Gospel after Easter, after the great times of crisis of Jesus' passion and death and burial and resurrection and the constant upheavals that occurred post-resurrection for the disciples as Jesus would appear to them. And it seems a few days to a few weeks after Easter, Peter and a number of the others are saying, we've got to go back to something we know. Let's go back to fishing. So they go back to the Sea of Tiberias, they get out on the lake, and they fish all night, some of them professional fishermen, and they catch nothing. And Jesus appears on the shore as morning is breaking and says, children, have you caught any fish? And they wisely just simply say, no. And then Jesus says, well, cast your net over there and see what you catch. And they throw the net in, and the nets are once again like they were early in the ministry when they were called to follow Jesus, full and breaking, 153 large fish, John tells us, as a pro fisherman himself would report. The key is for us, whatever we're longing to go back to find our hope and our comfort in, if we don't look for Jesus there to appear as risen Lord, to guide us there by His Word and His Spirit and His people around us, we'll find empty nets. But if we're looking for Him, we'll find Him blessing us in the ordinary. We'll find Him inviting us to come on shore with Him and feast with Him and He with us. And we'll find Him ministering to us the way Peter did as they walked on the beach after this little episode where Jesus ministers to Peter in place of his denials. I don't know the man, I don't know the man, curse you, I don't know the man. Jesus allows Peter to say, I love you, I love you. Yes, Lord, you know that I love you. Jesus wants to meet us in this space and call us to be with Him, to instruct us and to feed us and to minister to us in our guilt and shame and bring us near and send us out then to feed His sheep. A key question for us going forward is, how are we meeting Jesus in the gospel, and how are we going out and sharing it in those ordinary ways that we long to go back to, or in this ongoing unique ways of quarantine kinds of space? We invite you to continue with us on our evangelism series on Thursday afternoons, 2 p.m. Eastern. The Reverend Hal Farnsworth will be leading us this week. You might want to catch some of our previous episodes there. They're on our web platforms with Al Dayhoff with Evangelize Today, and Howard Brown, who gave us a wonderful teaching this past week on evangelism. So we invite you to those spaces. We invite you to know Jesus, to share in His blessings, to take them down deep in your heart and to share them out broadly in your world. Amen. Go in God's peace and love.